Hey guys, Chance with Preying on Predators. Coming to you today with the story about how I gave a coyote a PhD in coyote hunting tips and tricks. He knows the playbook for it. So first off, just obviously I'm in a new location, still at my house. We're remodeling, doing some different stuff, so I'm going to move my studio, if you will, upstairs, and going to have to repaint and do some other stuff. I got some new equipment to help improve the quality of the audio and for our podcast, whether it be on both platforms, whether you watch it on YouTube or on Spotify or Apple or wherever you watch our podcast or listen to our podcast at. Another thing I want to talk about is the Carolina Coyote Kings championship. So as you know, Timmy and I, we won the Brunswick County Longbeards coyote hunting tournament back in March as just a traveling trophy. I got this, Timmy and I had this coyote championship belt made. It's just going to be a traveling trophy between our team, Hunting Carolinas, and some of the, Wylie's Demise and some of the other teams that are around here when we all enter a tournament. Just kind of a bragging piece to go from team to team, from tournament to tournament. We're also looking at doing kind of a team of the year, Carolina Coyote King team of the year or something, where there's a set group of, let's say 5 tournaments that are all adhering to the same rules and regulations for anti-cheating methods, and you enter those tournaments. You get points based off where you place in that tournament. For example, first place gets 10 points, second place 9 points, third place 8 points, so on and so forth. You tally up your top 3 or top 4, however we decide, and whoever has the most points at the end of the year gets the team of the year plaque or something we'll have done up. We'll come up with some type of fee. They'll get some money, and we'll go from there. It's just something we're doing here in the Eastern North Carolina region, just to build camaraderie and a good community for coyote hunting. Timmy and I will sit down, we'll go over it and talk to some of the other team captains in the area that we hunt with, and come up with a set of ground rules and a format, and then we'll put out an episode on how we do that, and we'll keep you updated as that goes on. Hopefully we can get that implemented in the 2024 to 2025 tournament season for us. So back to the topic of story. So this all goes back to 2021. Timmy and I are hunting this place called the Hog Farm. So the Hog Farm is about a 350 acre piece of property that I have access to, that is literally like 3/10 of a mile down the road from my house. It's just an awesome spot. It's one of my favorite spots to hunt, and we are out there, just Timmy and I, one night hunting. This was probably February, March 2021. Saw a coyote in the field, wasn't paying attention to any call we played, didn't care about the howls or the prey distress or nothing, wouldn't come in. It was about 220 yards. I shot, I hit it, it ran off. Watched the video, it was a good hit. Timmy and I go, as we're walking up to the place where the last known location of the animal, looking for blood, we hear a coyote in the woods booger barking us. I run back, grab my rifle. Timmy runs and grabs the call, and I set up, and it's fairly bright night that I remember, so I set up next to this irrigation wheel. It's a sprinkler that they use to water this hayfield at the hog farm. I set up behind it, kind of break up my outline and my shadow, get in the shadow of this wheel, and Timmy's up front, in front of me, off to the side, walking up and down, moving the call around, and we're playing all different types of challenge howls and barks, trying to get this coyote to come out and trigger him to come show his face so we can put a VMAX in it. After about 30-45 minutes of screwing with this coyote, couldn't ever get him in there, so we got tired and we left. The next day, my wife and I went in there and looked for the coyote that I shot, and we found her about 10 yards, 15 yards inside the wood line. We were facing east. The coyote was facing north. The property runs north and south. I shot, the coyote ran north, and then that's we lost it in the woods, didn't know where it went, but evidently it ran a little bit and then turned to its right and ran back south and just kind of backtracked and actually died probably 30 yards, 40 yards from where I shot it. But if you go, straight into the wood line from where I shot it, straight in the wood line, 10, 15 yards in the woods, that was where we found the animal. It was a hard shot, female. So fast forward, you go about 4 weeks, 6 weeks. We're sitting there, we're out back at the hog farm, and we're hunting another field that's a part of this large hog farm. And play a howl, have one respond, and then coming in hot. She's not looking over her shoulder, acting like there may be another coyote, so we think she's just solo. And we didn't know if it was the same coyote that we heard booger barking us a few weeks prior to this. Comes into about 125 yards, we get her stopped, we dump her. Obviously, we find out it's a female. While I'm dragging her back, we hear that coyote booger barking us. We know it's the same coyote, has the same cadence, it sounds the same, is booger barking us the same way. We screwed around with that coyote trying to get it to come in, and it never came in. So we leave, come back another 4, 5, 6 weeks later. We're calling again, have another solo coyote come in. We shoot it, dump it, ends up being a female. As soon as we shoot, hear a coyote booger barking us probably 600 to 800 yards away. We're estimating from where the sound was coming from. So he's there, couldn't get him come in. We didn't play any sounds. We got really quiet and waited 10, 15 minutes after we shot to see if he would come in looking for her. The thing we did notice is that his booger barks changed to a different howl, a locator howl, I'm assuming, to try to locate his partner that we had just dumped. So fast forward a few more weeks later, we're coming into this property to hunt. We get out of the caddy, the coyote caddy, we go to the back, open up the door, it squeaks, and then as soon as it squeaks, probably 600, 800 yards from us, we hear that coyote booger barking us again from the cut down. Jig was up, he knew we were there. We still called, just prey distress, trying to see if we could get him come in. We were quiet, nothing happened, couldn't get him. And so this is 2022-ish now, going there, still trying to get this coyote killed. And I think it was probably May time frame, because I was hoping that his instincts would override his education and he would come into a prey distress, trying to get food for whatever female he had there in his den site back there. So prey distress, see a coyote come out of the wood line where we typically hear him from, booger barking us. She's coming in, she's probably 300 yards, we're waiting for her to get closer, and all of a sudden we hear that familiar booger bark, and we're like, fuck. She stops, looks at us, looks over her shoulder, his booger bark gets more aggressive, and then she turns around and walks off. It was a much further shot than we wanted to take at that time at night, especially with an educated coyote back there. We didn't want to educate her as well. We thought maybe we could still get her killed. Fast forward a few weeks, we go back in there, and same thing. We play some sounds, a howl, he booger barks us. We've gone in there after probably September time frame of 2023 or 2022, and howled and had several coyotes, probably 4, maybe 5 coyotes from one location howl. So we figured it was the pups in one of their den sites there, and they were howling, and we can see some movement in the trees and in the cut down where they were coming from. We're getting all excited. All right, hey, this is our chance. We're about to nail this guy. It's over with. As soon as they show their face, we're going to put lead in the air. Well, out of nowhere, we hear his booger bark, and he's farther off, and he's booger barking, and he's alert barking, and those coyotes shut up, They didn't come in. We didn't see any movement. They were quiet the rest of the night. You know, we stayed quiet for 20-30 minutes on stand, just seeing if they would come in to see, out of curiosity, to see what all the commotion was out there, and nothing. So I'm getting frustrated. This coyote's kicked my ass ever since day one that we started hunting him. And fast forward, it's 2023, and me, Becky, and my wife, and somebody else, it was either Nate or Timmy, may have been Timmy. Anyways, we're out in the field. There's 3 coyotes out there. We play a sound. They're coming in. We figured that it's, you know, mom, dad, and a sub-adult probably. And then we hear one of the coyotes we're looking at it, our right hand side. That coyote goes to the right and goes into the wood line and into the cut down and starts booger barking. The other 2 coyotes then stopped, looked over their shoulder, looked back at the call, and then went into the wood line, and we never heard or saw them again. You know, so he's done that several times. He's highly educated. He knows the sounds, he knows the techniques and the tactics, and we have just had a hard time getting him killed. So fast forward till OPC 2024. We're hunting this hog farm for the OPC 2024 tournament, and we play a howl right at sunset, right at dusk, and he howls probably 50 yards from us, under 100 yards in the cut down where we were set up. We were excited, thinking, oh, yep, this is our chance. We're about finally to get him, and we got disappointed. You know, never showed up, never did anything. After that first set of howls, he never howled again or booger barked us. So been there several times, have not killed anything there, coyote-wise. And then come to this past Wednesday, March the 21st, March the 20th, March 21st, whatever day it was, sitting on the couch, trail camera goes off, look at it, or my phone goes off, it's a trail camera, there's a coyote in the field, at the hog farm. Grab my stuff, run over to the hog farm. Again, it's like 3/10 of a mile. When I got the notification, it was 8:15 at night. At 8:23, this coyote was dead. So I get there, going as quiet as possible, blacked out of my truck, get set up. It's pretty much 3/4 moon, so it's pretty bright, and the moon is behind me. So I set up in between on the road. It's a private road that's just access. It's not a public road. So, you know, get off my ass about that shit. Set up there on this road, the access point, in between 2 tree lines, so I'm in the shade. I put the call in the tree line, and I range her. She's probably, I couldn't get a good range. It was either 375 to 415 where I was getting from, the different ranges I was getting from it. So I played some Cottontail Distress, and she looks up and she starts coming in, and she's coming in. I'm just waiting, and she gets the last. I range her at 256, and then I hear that familiar booger bark. He's in the cut down back there where they come and go. I have the trail camera is pointed right onto their entry and exit point of it. I hear him barking back there. She stops, looks at me, looks over her shoulder, and turns to walk off. I mute the sound. She stops. I get a range on her. She's 275. No, 274, 275. And she turns and walks off. I squeak her. She stops again and gives me a broadside shot. He's still barking, booger barking me in the background. So I send it, drop her in the tracks, and I don't play anything. I just get quiet, hoping that he would come in to investigate. So we're sitting there. I waited probably an hour and never saw him, never heard him. So I get up, get my stuff, grab the truck, drive around to a closer spot in the field to get her. I drag her out of the field. I set up, I take some photos that I posted on Instagram and Facebook and some of the groups. posted it, messing with this coyote for probably 20 minutes, 25 minutes, taking photos. And I stand up, I'm getting ready to go, and I had turned around and took my scanner and was just scanning, and at 332 yards I see the coyote sitting down on his ass watching me. I don't know how long he's been there, he's just been watching me. I had unloaded the weapon, so I had to go, and the rifle is on the tripod. The female coyote is still hung up with the yoke ropes. Tripod hanger is hung up on the tripod. My call is off, so I walk to the headlamp was on because I'm using it for artificial lighting as well, for taking photographs. So I go to the bed of the truck, get in the gearbox, grab a magazine, go to the truck, go to the front of the truck, load the weapon, condition 1, pick up the tripod, spin it so I'm facing him and watching him. And sidebar, I have been doing load development with the 70 grain Sierra Blitz Kings for the 6 ARC, and that's what I shot her with. When I unloaded, I'd had that ammo and that magazine, I put it in the console of my truck. The ammo in the bed of my truck was 58 grain VMAX, my traditional, go-to coyote load. I load the weapon, got on it. He's standing up now, broadside facing east, looking into the cut down portion. Get settled, range them, 332 again. Get settled, get ready to take the shot. Squeeze the trigger, gun goes off, recoil. Coyote doesn't move, doesn't drop. No bullet splash that I missed short or long. I'm like, what the fuck happened? Like, are you kidding me? And I look at my screen and I see profile C, 70. Charlie profile, 70 yards for my 70 grain Blitz King. I forgot to switch the profile in my scope to my 58 grain VMAX. So no impact, no idea where that round went. So adrenaline's pumping. He's still sitting there, standing there, broadside, watching me. I'm fumbling through the scope. I don't know why. I normally can do it really quickly and efficiently, but I went through every fucking menu. Changed my hot, from white hot to black hot. All different stuff. Finally, get it to the alpha profile 58 grain for my 58 grain VMAX load. He goes to walk off. I squeak him. He stops. I pull the trigger. Click. Bad primer. Eject the round. Get back in the gun. And the only thing I see is his ass end walking into the wood line. Talk about wanting to wrap something around a tree. I was infuriated. I was pissed off. Rushed. Didn't grab the right ammo. Forgot to switch. Well, I knew I was in my 58 grain VMAX. Forgot to switch the profile. Had a bad primer strike, on this coyote that I've been trying to kill for 3 years. Just furious. And he's been sitting there watching me take photographs of his girlfriend for 20 minutes while I'm fucking around with it. I still get a little heated. It's a fresh scar. So let's talk about some of the mistakes I made. Go back to the very first night. Shot the female. She went up there. Timmy and I were moving the call around, trying to act like we were a coyote, moving up and down, playing different sounds. I educated him to the sounds. I'm sure he came out there and smelled our scent up and down where we were sitting and standing, and so he associated those sounds or that I played from the e-collar to our scent. And then again, with this other female that we killed, we played multiple sounds trying to get him to come in. We played Fox Pro, we played Tony Tebby, we played MFK, we played Boss Acoustics, whatever sound we went. When I was educating this coyote, I would go and buy sounds from other people. Oh, gotta get sound he hasn't heard. Gotta get this sound. Everyone around here has a Fox Pro. Let me go get some type of different sound to try to trigger this coyote to get him to come in. And so when I was shooting, we'd kill a coyote and he'd be there booger barking, I'd play sounds trying to trigger him to get him to come out. A lot of the times we were, due to how this property is laid out, we were going in there's only one way into this property, but there's different, it's broken up into 4 different sections. You got a front field, a middle field that's broken into 2 sections, and you have a back field, and we can only pretty much hunt looking east, or looking set up on the west side of the property looking east, or we set up on the south side of the property looking north. That's about how we can hunt this property, just due to the layout and the predominant wind that we have in this area. So playing a bunch of sounds, educating him to those sounds, going to the same spot, setting up in the same spot, parking in the same spot, probably not staying longer. We probably should have just been quiet, just shut the hell up and wait an hour, hour and a half. But that's just not our hunting style. I don't like deer hunting, blind hunting, because I'm sitting in a deer stand 4 or 5 hours. That's why turkey hunting and coyote hunting, a little more action packed, moving from stand to stand, running and gunning, that's what we enjoy. But perhaps if I would have gone there and treated it as a deer stand while I'm just sitting there waiting for him to come, that would have helped. We have put bait piles out there during deer season, deer carcasses, gut piles. It all gets dumped out there. I've even taken roadkill out there. Dead coyotes from that we kill will get dumped out there. So, and I've sat over the bait pile hoping he'll come in. I've gone out there without a call at all, no call, because if the call's out there, I'm going to want to play a sound. So I sat out there without a call, hoping he would come in. We put trail cameras all over this property, so we identified and was able to triangulate what game trails they are using, where they are coming in and out of their den site or their bedding location. So I've got that locked down. I've got a trail camera right on it. I know where their boundaries are. I know where they're marking their territories at. Come in there daytime a couple of times, just really haven't had any luck with it. I was hoping maybe I'd get them last turkey season, but never saw him. And really thought he may have gotten killed somehow, because I didn't see him from April of 23 until probably August of 23. That's when my wife saw him walk across our backyard behind our chicken coop, and we know it's him. He's a big, very light colored gray, just a light gray male. My wife said he looked like a pale German Shepherd. That's how big he was. Has a long tail. So we know it was him. We've seen it on camera, and he is substantially bigger than the other females that we see him on camera with. So those are some of the mistakes that we made, playing those sounds constantly, trying to get them come out, find that trigger for them, and just maybe not getting them stopped and maybe taking that long shot. I guess you could go either way with that. Hey, you take a long shot, you get them killed. You take a long shot, you miss, and you educated him even more, or he already associates you with danger. So it's tough. And then the most recent one, female that I killed, it was not paying attention to my surroundings. 20 minutes of messing with this coyote, taking photographs, and then moving off and trying to. Sorry, my dog is whining. So 20 minutes of taking photographs and then turn around and seeing, not paying attention to my surroundings. Unloading a weapon, 99.9% of the time my weapons stay loaded, condition one, especially my hunting rifles, my coyote rig, because I'm always going. But this time I didn't, for whatever reason. And then when I did notice he was there, I went back, grabbed a different magazine, different ammo, and forgot to change the profile. Timmy and I have preached before, hey, you got to know your gear. You got to know how to work it, where the menus are, where stuff is, so you can get it taken care of and move through the menu efficiently and effectively, so you're not wasting time. I fumbled through that to get it done. Hey, a bad primer, it happens. Not much you can do. I've been reloading for a little over a year, and this is maybe the second time that it's happened where I've had a bad primer strike. It can happen in factory ammo as well. You never know. So it's just one of those things. It's frustrating. This coyote has been a worthy adversary. He's highly intelligent. When I get him, he's got a special place on the wall for him. He deserves that respect. I'm hoping that I can get him hopefully during turkey season this year, get him in the daytime. We're going to try some different stuff. I'm going to see if I devote a lot more time to turkey hunting and spending more time out there to try to catch them coming and going. Like I said, we've tried a lot of different stuff, different calls, different call manufacturers, different sounds from all the top sound makers out there. I definitely, if y'all guys know or can send me any tips or tricks that y'all have to get this coyote, educated coyote, he has a damn PhD in it, in coyote hunting, help me out. Shoot me a message, let me know. I'll try and I'll report back and let you know if it worked or not. So guys, took up enough of your time. Thanks. I want to appreciate y'all tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. We're trying to grow the channel, trying to get you better quality content coming in. Again, we've got new microphone, new condensers. It's especially with our telephone interviews. I know those were kind of lacking in quality, but we got a new device here to hook our phones up to, and it'll extract the audio from it, and then mix it together in a nice stereo sound, so it all should sound like we're all sitting here speaking in person instead of over a speakerphone next to our microphone. It's kind of redneck, but we're working on it. Let us know if you're interested in that Team of the Year, the Carolina Coyote Kings tournament thing going on. We'll, potentially, if there's interest, y'all guys care about it, we'll put up standings or post hunt results, stuff like that. And I got some yoke ropes, tripod hangers. Got some that I'll be giving away to subscribers. I'm going to talk to Timmy. We're going to figure out how we're going to give those away, and then I'll have some yoke drags, cable drags, that will come in, and give those away to subscribers and followers as well. So guys, check out yokeropes.com and use the code onlyotes10 to save 10% off. There's a link in the description, in my bio, whatever, and yoke drags as well. Only Yotes you save for yoke drags, it's 15% off your order. They're both small businesses. Both are great guys and gals with Carrie at Yoke Ropes. Wonderful people. Enjoy interacting and being a partnership with them. So get out there and try them out. Also, if you want, you go to Yoke Drags and use the code TRO, for the Reason Outdoors. You will be supporting the Reason Outdoors. That 15% goes to their nonprofit organization, help veterans, first responders, active duty members get out in the woods and out in on the water, and help them with their outdoor, either teaching them how to do it or just brotherhood and camaraderie. I can't say that word right now. So this is Reason Outdoors, support Ryan Couperis and Tony Cowden. They're doing a lot of good things for the military and law enforcement, first responder world. Again, guys, thanks. Appreciate your time. Stay safe.